I showed my music video to my target audience, they told me that they found the reflections in the piano quite distracting throughout my music video. So over the past few days, I've been trying to find some different ways to be able to remove these reflections or blur them out slightly. In this clip you will see that 2 feet walk across the front of the piano, and to remove these from the shot I've decided to use the elliptical transparent to black media generator. So if we just take a quick look at the clip, you'll see what I'm talking about. Here the feet just simply walk straight across the front. As this shot is zooming out constantly, when I use this media generator I need to animate it to make sure that it stays in the same place throughout. So, moving this across to the side so we can see what's going on. First of all, you'll notice that it's actually transparent in the middle at the moment, and that the black is around the outside of the screen. I just need to quickly invert this so the black is in the middle and it's transparent around the outside. By using these 1 and 2 circles here and the centre, I can move this circle to wherever I want it in the shot. And I can also make it smaller, or make it bigger and make it smaller. I can also manipulate the feathering of this. So as you can see right now, it's quite feathered and the black expands a long way. If I move this one in, we've just got a simple black dot. What I really want is for the feathering to be quite light, about that. And it also needs to be a kind of squished shape, because we need it to start at the bottom. So if we move this down here, we'll try and get it in a good place. This can take a bit of working, because it's very fiddly. One small movement and you've got a completely wrong shape. So I quite like that at the moment. It seems to nicely cover the side of the piano. You see here, there is a little bit of reflection still there, but to solve that afterwards we might just need to put an additional black spot in there just to remove that and make sure that there's no reflection. Now, that's nicely placed for the beginning of the shot, but as I mentioned before, the shot is constantly zooming out, so we need to animate this. If I go to the end, I believe the shot is about, let's say, 7.5 seconds long. So here we can see it's 8 seconds even. If I place a marker here, this will give us plenty of time to work it out. In fact, I can just move it back slightly until we can find out the ending. There it is. So let's place this triangle here. Now, if I move this, you will see it. Here was what we started with. And that needs to be placed something like that, probably a little bit smaller. Just so it covers that front facing in. Ideally, we don't want it expanding too much out here, otherwise it will be too noticeable. Down here isn't so bad because the audience won't necessarily know how deep this piano goes, and above the top also is okay with just a little bit of feathering. Let's see how that looks. As you can see around here we've got a little bit of a problem, and it's quite obvious. So if I just lengthen this out maybe slightly and move it across, that I think works fairly well. Because this is going to move from here to here, the software that I'm using, Movie Studio Platinum, will animate this to make sure that it moves nicely to be in this position at the end. If we just take a quick look at that, if I close this, we'll see if we need to add it in anything else. We'll see if we need to add it in any other points to keep it in the correct place. As you can see, that works quite well, but we still have a little bit of problem. If you look here in just a second, there, the feet are still walking across the piano. To rectify this problem, we're just going to use another elliptical transparent to black colour gradient, placing it on the track above the other one. Firstly inverting it like we did before, making it into a nice small circle, then just moving it down to the corner of the piano. Again, we'll need to animate it so it stays in the right position throughout the clip. Zooming along to the end. Adding in a keyframe here, and then just moving this into position. It needs to be made just a little bit smaller. So that, as I said before, it's not too noticeable. It's going to have to be a little bit over to make sure that we get it in the right place, but that looks quite good to me. So if we close this, back to beginning, and see how this works. So that was pretty good, but just a little more tweaking is needed to get rid of that little blemish just there, and then it will work quite well, I think. Thank you for watching, and take a look at the rest of my blog for my coursework up till now.